A compromise on Capitol Hill. Good evening. This is CTV News. I'm Sonia Shrivastava. Well, Congress reaches an agreement to avert the so-called fiscal cliff. The House voted to pass a deal Tuesday night that will raise tax rates for the wealthiest Americans, avoid major tax increases on the middle class, and extend unemployment benefits. The bill now goes to President Barack Obama for his signature. At a media briefing, the president told reporters the plan is not enough. He says he and Speaker Boehner originally tried to negotiate a larger agreement that would have put the country on a path to paying down its debt.
Unfortunately, there just wasn't enough support or time for that kind of large agreement in a lame duck session of Congress. And that failure comes with a cost, as the messy nature of the process over the past several weeks has made business more uncertain and consumers less confident.
The president says that while the deficit is still too high, the agreement will help reduce the debt by raising approximately $620 billion in revenue from upper-income households. Well, meanwhile, the more intense partisan debate awaits Congress as a bigger crisis still lays ahead. Debt limit negotiations loom large, with funding authority for most government programs set to expire in March. Public policy experts say Congress's failure to raise the debt ceiling means the Treasury will continue to use stopgap measures to prevent the U.S. from defaulting on its bills. Professor Phil Joyce says it is reckless and irresponsible of lawmakers who continue to play politics with the full faith and credit of the United States.
What the debt limit is. When we say we're not going to raise the debt limit, it really means we are not going to agree to pay the bills that we have already incurred. It's really as if somebody said that they were going to take a vacation, they were going to put it on their credit card, but then when the bill came, they just weren't going to pay it. So this is not about controlling future spending or future revenues. This is about whether we pay the bills that we've already incurred.
Now, according to Joyce, if U.S. fails to pay its bills, government workers and contractors would go unpaid, causing a drastic rippling effect on the American economy as well as financial markets abroad. Well, one man is dead after a Laurel mobile home goes up in flames this morning. Anne Arundel firefighters responded to multiple calls from residents of the Parkway Village Trailer Park around 8:30 a.m. The community doesn't have fire hydrants, forcing crews to shut down a stretch of Brockbridge Road so hundreds of feet of hose could be rolled out to the burning home. Firefighters from Prince George's and Howard counties were called in to assist when ammunition stored inside started going off. Neighbors say they tried to help the man who was in poor health, but conditions were just too dangerous.
On the scene, the neighbors are trying to direct us on how to get in here. As you can see, the streets are small. There is supposed to be off-street parking, but there's cars on and trying to get a hose line down the street, and also children were getting ready to go to school this morning. So there was a lot of involved in that.
Well, I heard two neighbors beating and banging, telling them to get out. They broke the windows, trying to get the air to try to get to Steve and the dogs, and they couldn't get in. They heard him, but they couldn't get to him. It's too hot. They kicked the door in, and the floor was already gone, so they couldn't go in. And I just took pictures of the flames, and to hear the gunfire, a lot of ammunition going off.
Now, investigators are looking into what caused the blaze. The remaining occupants, a wife and daughter, have been displaced and are said to be staying with relatives who live nearby. And officials are trying to figure out what caused a home in Clinton to go up in flames. The fire started last night around 6 p.m. in the 8200 block of Student Drive. It took firefighters about 30 minutes to extinguish the blaze. The single-family home was vacant and in foreclosure. Students from the Prince George's schools built the house back in 2007. Neighbors tell CTV the home had been vandalized several times in the last month.
Some vandalism has been going on in the back. We had police here a few times, and because the windows have been broken and damage inside, and appliances have been taken. This one was built in '07. We had 300 to 400 students out here working on it. They come from all different high schools in the county. I think we have 26 high schools that we operate with. They could be kids anywhere from masonry classes to electrical classes, plumbing classes, carpentry courses, our Fiscal classes, interior design students.
Now, damage is estimated at around $400,000. The cause remains under investigation. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Sonia Shervas.